Hey everybody, Michael here, Get Fit Over 40, and yeah, I thought we'd talk about the not so fun stuff about contest prep. I mean, a lot of the videos, I try to focus on the more positive things. Here's a really cool meal, and here's sometimes, near the end, I'll be doing some gym stuff, and you look lean and shredded, and everyone's like, wow, that's really cool. And the show, hopefully, if you do well, you get trophies and things, place well, right? And then you've got the after show dinners and it seems like it's pretty exciting and fun, and there's a lot of things definitely that I thoroughly enjoy about getting ready for a show. I just love the challenge. I love seeing the transformation, the body changes that happen. Um, but there's definitely a lot of things that suck, and I'm sure you've heard about a lot of them. But I don't often mention them, so I thought I'd go over the things that really suck, that are challenging, that maybe I don't bring up too often when I'm doing a show, and I just go over some of the things that are challenges for me, that I struggle with for shows, that maybe my family might struggle with a little bit too. So I'm not going to do this in any particular order or level of importance, but as I kind of think of things, I'll just bring them up. A lot of times, at my age at least, I don't know if other people experience this, just the level of activity, like just all the walking, all the activity, all the exercise, all the workouts, it just beats your body up, especially the walking. And, I do have some knee issues that sometimes flare up when I'm doing a lot of walking, doing miles and miles, 2 to 3 walks a day. And, trying to walk with a sore knee is not fun, but you just power through it. You just do it because what else can you do, right? I mean, I could ride a bike, but then, sometimes it's just hard. Sometimes it's not easy to ride a bike everywhere. But that is an option. There are options for sure that I could do. But what I just tend to walk, and eventually as I'm walking, I find that my pain just kind of gets numb. Any pain I have, it'll get numb. It'll go away. I've been fortunate this contest prep. My knees have been really good. So that's kind of positive. Switch hands here. My knees have felt really good. And but my feet, I've got my left foot, I've got something going on the outside arch, and it's been going on for a few months, and so walking is kind of painful on that foot. It hurts, especially when I first start walking. It's quite tender, and then as I walk, it just kind of gets numb and it goes away. But then it's back the next walk, and then now I've got something going on. I got a blister on the front of one of my toes, and that just hurts too. So it's uncomfortable, right? It's not fun walking. Walking is not fun when it's like 40 degrees out or 30 degrees out, and you're tired already, and you got to go for a walk, and then all of a sudden you got sore, achy joints or feet. Not fun. So there's that. Obviously other injuries. Just when you're training a lot, you're going to be sore. You're going to have joint issues. You're going to have possible, injuries that you try to avoid them. But what do you do when you say injure something or tear something a little bit, and you're a few weeks out? You just got to keep going. You just got to be careful as much as possible, but you just got to keep going. A few years back, I did a show with a really bad shoulder injury. Had to take all kinds of medications and like painkillers, just because it was like 6 weeks out, and oh, that was terrible. But and it did affect the show for sure. But I made it. It was a bad show for me that year with all that was going on, but at least I struggled through. So there's that. Obviously, when you are cutting food and exercising like crazy, your energy it just gets brutaler and brutaler and brutaler as you get closer to the show, for several reasons. As your body fat goes down, you just got no energy to take. So your body just wants to slow its metabolism down. It just wants you to rest as much as possible. It doesn't want you to move at all. So that's kind of what happens. And the leaner you get, the more that happens. The more active you get, the more in shape you get. So people seem to think that the better shape you are, the more calories you burn. It's actually the opposite. The better shape you are, the less calories you burn. So if you're doing a lot of cardio and a lot of movement around, you become super efficient, which means you don't burn a lot of calories just sitting around. So that means your energy's low. That means everything's slowed down. That means any exercise you do, you don't get as much credit for. So that just means you got to do more and more and more as you get closer to the show, and it's harder and harder and harder, and it's tough. I could be doing the same thing, say a month out from the show, and I could burn 3,000 calories doing the exact same thing and being pretty much the same body weight, maybe a few pounds different, and then getting close to the show, I might only burn 2,000 calories throughout the day doing the same stuff. Like I'm talking like, you know, overall. So there's that. You know, obviously you get a little moody because like you're hungry a lot. You know, I'm okay with hunger. It's not too bad, but you know, it's the energy. It's just like this, the tiredness that kind of overwhelms you. And you know, you get a little moody, right? You get on edge. People do just little things, and it kind of pisses you off. And so you got to watch yourself. You got to try not to snap at people. It's harder on the family. I don't have as much time for my family, right? I'm obviously being a little more selfish right now. I'm doing things that I need to do. Sometimes I got to say no. I can't do certain things for them, and you know, I try to, but that sucks. So there's a lot of things, you know, going on. Obviously you can't go out and social things. You got to be really careful. You just can't do what you normally would do. I can, at this point in time, I can plan for them, and I can usually, you know, have an okay time, maybe even allow myself a couple drinks and, you know, some foods. But you got to really be careful because it's so easy to let things get out of control. I'm lucky I don't have to cut really crazy hard like some people do. They start cutting 3 months out and literally won't have any alcohol or a cookie or anything for 3 months. It's like rice, chicken, and protein, and that's it. I'm lucky. I don't really generally need to do that. Get really, really strict until I'm like 2 weeks out, and then the diet I have to dial it in really, really tight then and drop that last, you know, 4 or 5 pounds if things are going as planned. But it's hard. It's hard, you know. You miss out on things. You know, for a good month before the show, you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff going on, especially if it's like summertime, time of the year. People are doing things, social functions and whatnot. With this COVID thing, it makes it a little bit easier, but things are starting to open up now, and so, you know, I might miss out on a few things, but that's okay. It's worth it. I'm probably going to think of some stuff after this video. Those are the main things that I can think of. There's obviously more, but yeah, it's not all fun and games. There's definitely lots of things that make it fun, that I enjoy, that, you know, I wouldn't be doing this every year, sometimes even twice a year, if there wasn't something I really enjoyed, that it wasn't worth it. You know, the positives outweighed the negatives. But yeah, that's it. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thought I'd include it because, you know, it needs to be brought up. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from doing a show. I just want people to know the reality of what you'd be in store for. There's lots of great stuff that a show will offer you. Just it's such an accomplishment. You know, for people, get in the best shape you've ever been in. You can look back at it and just say, hey, I did that. Not many people do. So, you know, give it a try if you're interested. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Until next time, take care.